Welcome to the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the Guaranteed Sold program, or we'll buy it. If you have any questions, just give us a call at 799-9596 or check us out online at teamlally.com.
Well, hey, everybody. You ever listen to things and then you're like, hey, wait a minute. That was kind of off, or maybe that information is not accurate, and we should give some feedback. You ever been in that situation, Adrienne, where you come across something, you're like, it doesn't sound like that could be factual, or it's wrong, or it's wrong, but then you're like, just you talk to the TV and you talk to the radio, and like most of us, we won't do anything. You're like, that's probably not accurate. But I want to thank, and I can't say the person's name because I wasn't given permission to, but let's say that the person's name is, let's see, what's a good female name?
Ashley called in, and then actually we were talking about it with Duke last week, and we're saying renters insurance is like about $50 a year. Yes.
And she said, whoa, that's way off because I'm paying like $38
a month
and stuff. And now, like, here's the thing, like, we don't know what kind of insurance she was getting as far as renter's insurance, because can you have like everything covered and then it just costs more?
Yes, and I have seen these kinds of these kind of policies that I just want to say that my son is renting at like a little planned community, and they required renter's insurance, but it was their renter's insurance, and they were wanting to charge him like $30 a month. And
is this on the island of Oahu? Where
no,
this
is
relevant?
Somewhere else. I'm just saying, like, it can happen. So, but not but we're talking about Oahu.
Yes, and we could walk out of this office and be struck by a meteorite, but that has nothing to do with anything. What I'm saying is that here on the Oahu, from Bradley Maruyama, who worked with Allstate Insurance for the last 20 plus years, runs his own insurance brokerage. What is his price range for renter's insurance, coming from an expert we trust, which you can find on our resource tab?
$79 for the year.
And what's the high? The range. That's not a range. That's a number.
So the high is about like 110 for the year.
It was 119 in his text messages.
Yeah.
So we were kind of off with $50 a year, but in reality, not off to the point of 38 times 12.
No.
But again, we don't know what kind of coverage that is, so we could still be off. So make sure that it's an apples to apples comparison. But again, it's not $50 a year, but it's more like between $79 and $119 from Bradley Maruyama with Allstate Insurance.
For your renter policy.
For your renter's policy. And as a property owner, it's something good for you to have. And as a renter, it's good for something that you have. So it's win-win all the way around. But thank you to Ashley for bringing that to attention, that we're off on those numbers. And hey, if you guys hear anything on this show and we say something like, whoa, that's not matching up with my reality of where I am on Oahu, call us out on it. We want to be accurate and correct and have better information for our listeners. So, speaking of which, Attilio's random thoughts here at the beginning of the show. Here's what I want to share with you guys. It's more of like following like a stoicism. Stoicism means that you know things that are in your control, you're clear on things that you don't have control over, and that when things come into your life that you have no control over, that just remain calm. Well, that's my definition of it. And one of the things, I was listening to a podcast called Hidden Brain, and one of the exercises they had you do at the end of the night, and it's kind of like, you remember in like when we take a look at like business initiatives, we do a start, stop, keep. Tell the listeners what's that? Start, stop, keep.
Well, then what do we need to start doing in order to, move this initiative along? What should we stop doing because it's not working?
Yeah.
And then what do we need to keep on doing because it is working?
Yeah.
Yeah, just continuing to evaluate and look and see truly what's happening. From
a business standpoint, that's a great agenda for a debrief afterwards to see how you can do it better the next time. For you personally, at the end of the night, here's what I want you to do. Take your pen and paper, or maybe even just as you're lying in bed before you after you shut off the Netflix, shut off the phone, shut everything off, and maybe the lights are off. And I want you to think for just that day, from when you woke up in the morning to that point at night when you're getting ready to go to bed, what I want you to do is to ask these questions of yourself. 3 questions, and it's kind of like a start, stop, keep. What did you do? What did you do wrong? What did you do right? And what could you do better? And then that question is having it go into your mind, and then what's working on that what's working on that overnight?
Your subconscious.
Speaking of the subconscious part of you as a property manager, and him and his team are working all the time to protect your investment. They're kind of like your subconscious of the mind of the investor. Who's that?
That would be Duke Kim Han of Hawaii Pacific Property Management with his tip of the week.
Hey, hi, Duke.
Start, stop, keep. Wow, that's pretty deep.
Yeah. So what
I need to start, stop, and keep that too.
Yeah, I mean, like, what is a start, stop, keep for property manager? What do these owners need to know? What do they got to stop doing? What do they got to start doing? What do they got to keep doing?
Here's two valuable objects in your rental or your house that will accelerate your sale or accelerate your house to the front of the rental line.
Nice.
One of that is parking, and the other thing is AC. You know, nowadays, I'm not even taking units that don't have parking. Mm-hmm. And I used to take them when I was first starting out, right? Because I need to pay the bills. But it's so hard to rent those.
Yeah.
And where does the delivery guys or the maintenance guys, where do they park? Yes. Where do you park when you got to show the unit? There's just 100 things that are associated with not having any parking that makes it harder to rent. And try not having AC today, you know, in the summertime when you're trying to ask somebody, hey, you want to live on the west side? And they don't have AC.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That house will be on the market for a while.
They're like, oh, but you can go to the beach. But
what about AC? Like, what about in Kaneohe? Because Kaneohe is a little cooler. Is that such a big deal if there's no AC over on that side?
Well, I mean, it probably rains every day, but still in the afternoon and the evening.
Mm-hmm.
Sticky.
Yeah, it's hard to sleep in 90-degree weather.
You know, it's more humid over there.
And they're probably going to go put a space AC in, right? One of those hookup ones into the plug.
The portable,
I tell you, people just don't see it. They don't want to spend the money, and they want me to rent it for top dollar. It's impossible.
Yeah.
It's just not going to happen.
Well, I mean, let's use plain logic here. If I'm a renter and I'm looking at this rental and both are exactly the same, let's say square footage, bedrooms, parking, one has AC, one no more AC. Hello.
Yes. I mean, it can't be that.
For $100 more, I would pay it in a heartbeat.
Me too.
Or just have the owner put a window unit in. It can't be that expensive or hard to just go ahead and just pop one in the window.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of the HOAs, though, they have restrictions against window ACs.
Mm-hmm.
So got to be a little careful there. But, you know, I would say about 35% of the rental market in Honolulu, just Honolulu only, are military. So those guys come from the mainland. They take off their big equipment, hot, sweaty uniforms, and they want to relax in AC.
Yeah, they want to be hot and sweaty at home.
Yeah, so those guys are pretty simple. They say, oh, is there air conditioning? And you say, no, sir. And they go, okay, I'm sorry. Well, we're going to keep looking.
Yeah.
That's about how that conversation goes.
I think that's very important, too, because here's the other thing, the mindset of the military, which, you know, are great renters. We thank them for their service, but at one time or another, they're going to live in base housing. Now, I know before you could just air condition the whole outside, leave the door open, don't care because on base housing, you're not paying the utilities. Now they have like some kinds of programs to get on people about that. Mm-hmm. But they're coming from base housing where the thermostat doesn't go above 69 degrees, you know, because they're not necessarily paying directly the electric bill. So their expectations may be like, no AC? No, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, AC and parking, it'll up the value of your for sale unit, and they'll up the value of your for rent unit. Yeah. So it works both ways.
We were up at the Volcano National Park. That will probably be the exception because it's like 65 degrees in this middle of the day in the summer. We were just there this past weekend. We saw the volcano, but
it's chilly there all year round.
Just imagine the steam coming out of the ground. That would be the steam coming out of your tenants' ears when there's no more AC and they're getting ready to break the lease or move, or they're not going to re-sign. We're not going to sign to begin with.
Right.
Yeah. That's a great tip. So parking
and AC.
And AC.
Thanks, Duke.
Parking and AC.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Thanks, Duke.
Have a nice show.
All right. That's Duke Kim Han of Hawaii Pacific Property Management. He is an expert we trust. You can find him on our resource tab on teamlally.com.
Hey, if you're a realtor out there, here's a way to step up your game. When you have people buying a home and they're thinking, maybe we're military, we're going to eventually move and rent it, or maybe we're thinking about buying it as an investment. Feel free to call Duke and their team. They will do a professional rental analysis.
Yep.
They're going to ask you questions, and then they're going to give you a checklist of things that you need to do to the property to have tenants pay more rent and stay longer and take care of the property. And it doesn't cost you anything.
That's right.
Yeah. So can Duke be their expert too?
He can be.
Yeah. Or if you're a property owner or whatever and you just want to know, call Duke. It's always better to get the advice now than after the fact when you own it. Or you're not getting the renters that you want. You had something, Adrienne?
Yes, I want to share a review.
No way, we have a review?
From Candace Decker, who actually, this was an updated review. And Candace and her husband, I served with them. I was in the Army with them.
Thank you for your service,
at the
Adrienne.
Cunha Tunnel. So they're longtime friends and clients.
Yeah, if you haven't listened before, Adrienne is a veteran. That's Oahu was your first duty station.
That's right.
Yeah.
So this is what Candace has to say. Yeah. Very grateful and highly recommend others work with Team Lally. We purchased our home through the incredibly knowledgeable and supportive Team Lally in 2022.
Nice.
I remain thankful for continually being treated like their ohana. Adrienne, Laura, and Robert show care and concern for us by their going above and beyond on a personal level to foster a relationship of lasting trust. We very much enjoy the annual Pie Day event. Get a pie, give a pie, since it falls on the anniversary of our home purchase.
Nice.
It feels extra special to talk story and celebrate with the Team Lally ohana each year.
Hey, speaking of which, it probably, I think we're going to get it up there. Let's start talking about it now. People can go and if you come visit with us and make a reservation, we'll give you a free pumpkin pie. We have a little get-togethers, photo ops, things like that. But you should come. I think maybe after this week's show, we'll have it up on the website and people can start RSVPing now.
Why not?
Yeah.
All right. So we've got another expert we trust.
Oh.
We've got Bradley Mariyama from Allstate Insurance with his tip of the week.
Hey, Bradley, I don't know. You probably weren't on the show or on hold when we were talking about it earlier, but your ears must have been burning because we were touting your expert opinion on renters insurance.
Yes.
And that a listener was like, $50 a year, no way. But then we talked to Bradley, and then you told us was the range about $79 to $119, a year for renters insurance?
Yeah, very inexpensive.
Yeah, okay. But I know you had something else. You had some other nugget for us this week. What you got?
All right, so, a lot of phone calls in the last couple of weeks about single-wall constructed homes.
Yeah.
There's several carriers out there that are not non-renewing or not writing single-wall homes.
Oh, wow.
So a lot of realtors are reaching out, and I said, no, we Allstate is still writing single-wall homes. So if you're one of those people that are impacted, please call my office because we can write these single-wall homes.
Yeah.
But I do tell people, they're like, what's the reasoning why?
Yes, tell people.
And so I overheard one of my employees on the phone talking to a client, and he used the analogy of the big bad wolf and the three little pigs.
Yes.
So a single wall home, right, was like the house made out of straw.
Yeah.
When the big bad wolf blew it, the house blew away.
Yes.
And then you have the wood home or double wall homes, and he took a couple puffs, but it did blow away. And then finally the brick home or what we call masonry, volatile homes, much more durable. But we've been noticing that some carriers will have higher premium costs on the single-walled homes, and some people are now getting out of that business. So that's the reasoning why it's just not as durable when you have the redwood or tongue and groove.
Tongue and groove, that's the one. Plantation-style homes on the Post and Pier.
Post and Pier, yeah. And there's a lot that we still see in Pro City, Alewa Heights.
Kaneohe, all over the place. North Shore.
These homes are old, right? Like you'd think that
Well, some were original plantation-style homes, but some were like that type of construction was adopted for the newer homes, like 60s. Maybe
but they're still standing. I mean, these are older homes, so I mean, you'd think that they've stood the test of time. Like, why wouldn't they insure them?
Yeah. Well, because they know.
And I think on a previous show several years ago, I used to, for those of you that have been following for a while, I used to have an office on Kauai. So when I would talk to a lot of the Iniki survivors, home survivors, they were saying, you know what's funny, Brad, is that they rate the single wall homes high to as if they were not as durable. But what they experienced was that the single wall homes are not as rigid.
Yes.
So when the wind was
gotta be flexible.
Through, they saw their house actually expanding and contracting.
Yeah.
And
was having an asthma attack. The house.
Yeah. It withstood the Hurricane Iniki. So they said, because it was less rigid, the walls didn't go crashing down. So, I mean, it's interesting. But just wanted to let everyone know that if you are in a position where you're getting non-renewed, give our office a call.
Here's I remember I was in the mainland at the time, and I called my sister, and because she was living up in Kapa'a when Hurricane Iniki hit, my sister Michelle. And what's interesting, their house survived, but just one of those things, right? All the neighbor's house, roof gone. That neighbor's house, roof gone. But you know what my sister and them did? And it's double wall construction, but you know what they did? And I don't know how they knew this, but what they did was they opened all the windows and all the doors to not create interior pressure on the home. And that they think that I mean, granted, the rain was going sideways, but at least the roof never blew off. And it was pretty gnarly up in Kapa'a because her husband at the time took a dirt bike and a chainsaw and took him all day to just get down to the main part of Kauai, the lower levels, just to go get some water and ice because all the roads was covered with trees. So that's pretty. I'm not saying that that's advice. That's an anecdotal story that my sister shared and how all their neighbors' houses, the roofs blew, but
not theirs.
But not theirs because they opened up all the doors and windows. I mean, it was wet, but the house was intact and they made it true. So,
have you heard anything like that before, Bradley, or is this a first?
That's the first. They did kind of say, what was the most dangerous part of the hurricane was all the debris that does fly from your neighbors' homes. Their
roof,
the branches.
Yeah,
and they did say that it does allow the wind to go through, but they also saw for some homes. Once the windows were compromised, that's when their roof went because it would come up into the house and then blow the roof
off and sweep them away. But we don't. It's hard to say, right? Because it's like who's doing all these experiments, but you do know from actual data that if you have double wall with the hurricane clips, that you're going to have a better opportunity than a single wall.
Absolutely, yes. Yeah. That's what the actuaries are looking at.
But Allstate still covers a single wall, so not to worry. If you're being dropped, call Bradley.
And Bradley, my dad has single wall constructed home in Kaneohe, and it's just in the first part of Kaneohe, not like all the way out in the country. And I think he was single wall when he bought the home, and the insurance was like about $2,000 a year, and then he double walled the whole inside, and it dropped to about $1,200.
So you save money.
Yeah. Big difference.
Yeah. So.
And then renter's insurance, I got a text from Adrienne and Attilio earlier today, and very inexpensive. A lot of people say, why should I have it? So what the renter's insurance covers is your liability and your contents. But more importantly, the additional living expense. And what that is I think we covered it in a previous show, but
tell them again.
So often we have people displaced when there's a broken pipe. And they feel that their landlord's going to pay for their expense
accommodations
to go to a hotel or accommodations. And that accommodations actually comes out of your renter's policy. The renter is actually responsible for their relocation. So for $119 a year, I mean,
it's worth it.
It's doable. It's worth it. And it gives you peace of mind.
Yeah, that's why with Duke, they've learned 1,300, 1,400 doors under management with Hawaii Pacific Property Management.
It's part of the contract, yes.
It's in the lease that the renter will get renter's insurance and
it's required.
And show them proof of it. And you know what? Peace of mind. Who wouldn't want peace of mind, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Bradley.
Thanks, Bradley,
for your tip of the week. Problem. All right, take care.
All right, that's Bradley Mariama of Allstate Insurance. He's like one of our first vendors we trust that we work with.
Yes, I think I've been working with Bradley since the beginning of so probably coming up on 20 years.
Yeah, and that's like my homeowners insurance, my HO6 insurance for my rentals. That's all through Bradley and his team and stuff like that. So it's good.
So he's on the resource tab. Take a look at him. We got videos of him from like 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah, it's like a documentary. You can see how he's grown up over the years with all these videos.
And too.
All right, next up we got someone that is going to help your relatives, not be all. We have that T-shirt line, the locals, they like them. It's called Get Nuts.
Oh, yeah.
So what he's going to do is make sure that all your relatives who get the Get Nuts dry fit shirts and they're all at grandma's wedding, not all buckle loose on each other, and you're going to have HPD because they're arguing over who's going to get what. Because...
You mean at grandma's funeral?
At grandma's funeral.
Not her wedding.
At the gravesite.
At
the gravesite. All us relatives, also, I have the relatives with the dry fit Get Nuts and then dress line, and they're all going crazy because who gonna get what because grandma didn't spell it out. Mm-hmm. But instead of doing that and avoid the big fight at the grandma's gravesite, what can we do? And what does he do?
Well, you can just call Amphi.
Because Amphi does what?
He will plan.
Amphi, are you there? What you got for us this week for planning?
Hey, aloha.
Yeah.
How are you guys doing?
Always great. So, how are you keeping the relatives from fighting at grandma's gravesite?
To do your estate plan.
Your estate plan.
Estate plan is important. Yes, sir.
Yeah. And so, what you got for us this week?
It's been one rough week, I have to say. I've had multiple family members, cousins. I have two brothers that passed away the same year. It's just so tragic.
Yeah.
And that's to me, I think that's the hardest conversation to have. I don't know if I've shared that with both of you before. Is when they are in that space, and then now having to meet with, my cousin and his wife, and have a conversation about planning. It was horrible for me. Of course, definitely horrible for my cousin, and then of course for his wife. I mean, it's just
it's tough because
not the best timing,
you're trying to remember those fun memories, but in reality, you got to talk about like how we're going to play for the funeral, what's going to happen with the house, what's going to happen with this, what's going to happen with that, and it's just like you said, right? It's not something they want to deal with, but they have to.
And then Amphi is very close to the whole situation with being like that's his own family. How did it turn out? How did you get through this, Amphi?
Yeah,
it was horrible, and I totally empathetic with the emotional.
Yeah,
it's just bad altogether, right? To have conversations like this at the time, the timing could not be any worse.
Yeah.
And lesson being is this, we want to be able to sit down, have conversations to properly plan, and then be proactive in the process, right? I don't want to use the word should, but, that's not ideal.
Yeah.
That's not ideal for anybody. So
you are having to do these conversations as your brother is like passing away, not necessarily, way beforehand. So you're like in the thick of it, dealing with, the so tragedy.
Things, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Doctor's appointment, this procedure, that.
Yeah.
It just keeps going on and on. And then we have to talk about documents and legally what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So
talk about just
anyway.
Yeah, I mean, run through the. Let's talk about it right now. People are listening to this, and it
sounds like what he's like just personally has gone through. Like he doesn't want other people to do that, and that you want to do this when everyone is well.
Yeah.
Right, and you're like have a clear mind and you can focus on what you truly want when you pass.
Speaking of which, there's people listening right now. They're like, you know what? Before I'm in that situation, and I always say people get reminded all the time, if you're a spiritual, religious person, it's God sending you a message. If you're not, it's the universe sending you a message, listening to this show and saying, hey, my kids want me to do estate planning. I talked to my siblings, they want to do estate planning. And I'm hearing it on the radio show. Amphi, what's a phone number for you? What's a phone number?
They can actually reach me directly on my cell. It's 808-218-9301.
Okay, 218-9301, 218-9301. We know the show goes all over the state of Hawaii, so even if you're
out of
so
does Amphi. He goes all over. He goes all over.
You can go visit with them. You can do one Zoom with them.
I actually
had talked to them on the phone.
I had given your information to a lady who works at a little spa. Her grandfather is in his what age? Is in his 90s, and he doesn't have it yet. And I said, Amphi will come and even do a house visit. Yeah. I said the grandfather is, not as mobile as he used to be.
Yeah.
And, so she was excited to hear that, you're not like the typical estate attorney. Like, you will go to where the people are and help them.
Are you thinking it's a higher probability a lot of people that they're not doing the Zoom, they're not doing email, they're not doing the texting, they just want that personal touch? Mm-hmm. Are you finding that, Amphi, with your clients? Or are they all over the place?
And interesting though, some actually really want to come to my office.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's Alamwada.
Yeah.
They go shopping after.
Yeah, that's very convenient.
Well, it just depends, right?
Yeah.
Depends on what's going on.
Well, maybe it makes him feel comfortable, a little the old school of the way we did business. My son just got a job with Raytheon for, good chunk of change, and it's all remote, and it's just different the way that our work is done nowadays. So I think people find a peace of mind that they can actually go to a physical location and know where you're at and feel more comfortable making these major, major, major decisions that's going to give their families peace of mind.
But I would say if they're not like in the best of health,
you meet them where they're at.
Yeah. And if it's like a hard trip, then
you meet them where they're at.
Them.
Okay. But Amphi, they should call you right away. If you have, what would be the number one myth that holds people back that you hear? Like, oh wow, thank you. Like you met with them and they're like, I didn't think that. I thought this. Leave them with the number one myth that's not true about estate planning.
That you need to be ultra rich, like the Young and the Restless, to be creating your estate plan. Because this aura of estate planning having to be,
you're millionaire
or whatever not, right? And I say it's our modest day-to-day families that have property, that have children, that have loved ones that are special needs. I mean, the planning, again, is critical in terms of us protecting our assets and making sure, we provide for our loved ones.
Yeah. Yeah, it kind of, reminds me, I was talking with my grandfather, he's my namesake, Attilio Leonardi. He's gone on to glory and stuff like that. But, I just was with him in his end of days, and he's like, man, I feel terrible. I said, no worry, Grandpa, you look terrible too. But that was just our humor that we had, and he laughed, and he said, man, sorry I never accumulate a lot of wealth and stuff like that. I was like, that's okay, Grandpa. We're not going to step on the oxygen line because, there's nothing that we're going to get. So we want you around. And he, you know what he wanted? He wanted his passion orange drink and tuna sandwich. That's all he wanted at the end. And so I was glad that we had to spend that time with him. But Grandfather didn't have much assets, but I imagine if he did. Being in real estate for 20 years, Adrienne, have we seen some knuckle dragging, all crazy, people getting all pissed off situations because there's no estate planning?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It shatters families.
Yeah, and we had a front row seat to a lot of these because we're dealing with the biggest asset, which is the real estate. So call Amphi. 218. Yeah, go ahead, Amphi. Wrap it up.
And I know you've, Team Lally has sent me a few families to deal with exactly what you just talked about. To work through all of this about what happens now with the family home.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So people, those of you who you don't have, I will tell you, the only people who should call Amphi is people who don't have an estate plan in place.
That's right. Just give them a call.
That's it. 218-9301, 218-9301. Tell them you heard about it on the Team Lally Real Estate Radio Show, and you don't want everybody fighting at your gravesite because you want Amphi to put together a plan.
Yep.
Thanks, Amphi.
Thank you, Amphi.
Thank you, Attilio. Thank you, Adrienne.
You're welcome.
All right, so we are going to take a break, but before that, I want to give some announcements on we have a big open house weekend.
Let's go fast.
All right, so Sunday, July 27th, these are 3 grand opens, which means this is the first time that they're being open.
That's what grand open house means.
Brand new listings. They're going to be open Sunday from 2 to 5. All right, so the first one, go ahead, Attilio.
You keep moving the paper. I cannot read.
Okay.
All right. So 440 Maono Loop in Honolulu. This is a 2,700,000. If you're Chinese and you like that, the number 8, it's 2,788,888. 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 3,400 square feet, single family home.
In Hawaii Loa Ridge, and it has a sparkling pool, relaxing jacuzzi, 26 owned solar panels.
Spacious indoor-outdoor layout with breathtaking coastline, ocean, and mountain views.
The next one is in Makakilo. This one is a 3-bedroom, 1.5-bath, 1,400 square foot townhome, 550,000.
3-bedroom, 1.5-bath, 1,400 square foot townhome.
Yes, that's what I just said. Don't miss this upgraded energy efficient home at the Palihua Gardens.
Hey, don't miss this upgraded energy efficient home in the Palihua Gardens. What is there, an echo in here? 15 owned solar panels and finished loft for bonus storage.
There's granite countertops, stainless steel appliances, and open concept layout.
Private garden patio with ocean views and no rear neighbors, community pool, walking trails, and 2 parking stalls. And then we have a third one?
Another one in Makakilo. This one is...
Give them the address.
This one is on 921036 Makakilo Drive. This one is in the peaceful Palihuahale community. It's listed at $605,000, 3-bedroom, 1.5-bath.
That's better than the neighborhood next door. That's the Get Nuts community. Fully renovated upstairs with oak textured laminate. I'm a realtor. I don't even know what that is. Oak textured laminate. Okay, oak textured laminate flooring. It's not really oak. It's textured. Open concept kitchen with saltillo tile and spacious yards, front and back.
All right, ample storage, including attic space, a private fenced backyard.
Resort-style amenities and convenient access to beaches without the resort fee, though.
Yes.
Shopping and dining. So these are our 3 open houses. If you missed any of that.
Brand new.
Nobody's seen these.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then we do have a deal of the week.
Okay.
And then we'll take a break.
All right. So our deal of the week is in Waianae. The address is 87126 Kulapa Place.
This one's listed at $695,000, 4 bedrooms, 3 bath, 1,335 square feet, and it's a short sale.
It's a short sale. And by the way, don't be worried because we've completed over 400 plus of these. Modern solar panel system with 2 backup batteries, save big on energy bills, and stay powered during outages.
It's on a cul-de-sac location in a very quiet neighborhood.
Oh, the kids can play. No more speeders. Mountain, sunrise, and sunset views from your own backyard.
Just minutes from Makaha Beach. And you know what? This one is one of the homes that does not have any maintenance fee. So no maintenance fee.
Some of the homes up there in the Sea Country, Maili, up in that valley, got huge maintenance fees, $500, $600, $700. Not this one. Vinyl flooring, 2-car garage, and a clear level lot with underground utilities, fee simple ownership with low maintenance living.
All right. So check this one out. It's on teamlally.com, deal of the week.
That's our deal of the week in Waianae.
All right. So we are going to take a break, but stay with us. When we come back, we'll be talking with Janyce Myrland of Dream House Drafting.
Yeah.
She'll share what every seller, buyer, and agent needs to know about unpermitted work. Notice is a violation and how these can impact your real estate transaction.
So stay with us.
Decades 107.9 playing the greatest music ever made. It's Mornings with Augie. Hey, someone that moved to the mainland but left the rental property behind? So Amber wanted to create a new investment opportunities on the mainland, but she had to sell her island rental first. So she reached out to our good friends Adrienne Lally and Attilio Leonardi of Team Lally Real Estate Group of Keller Williams, Honolulu. Handling the business virtually with Amber, Adrienne and Attilio came prepared with multiple 5-star selling strategies, including adjusting Amber's selling price expectations, and the home sold in days. If you're in the market to sell your home and you want a team that will make you the most money with the least amount of drama, you can trust our good friends Adrienne and Attilio of Team Lally. Give them a call today, 808-799-9596. That's 808-799-9596. They're trusted. You see their signs all over in my community. Visit teamlally.com today. That's teamlally.com today.
Hey, Sean Hannity here, talking with the only real estate agent in your market I recommend. Adrienne Lally and Attilio Leonardi of Team Lally Real Estate Group of Keller Williams, Honolulu. Now more than ever, buyers and sellers need an expert to navigate this ever-changing market. And what do you do to stand out?
Hey, Sean, we are a team with over 500 plus 4.9 star reviews, over 1,600 transactions under belt, and 20 years in the business. It's going to take a lot of resources to get a home sold today.
What kind of programs do you offer?
Sean, we offer the guaranteed sale, instant offer close in 12 days, 10K for upgrades, love it or leave it, no hassle listing. No matter what situation the client is in, we've got solutions.
Great update. Thank you for keeping us informed. Put the most experience and the best marketing to work for you. Call Team Lally now at 799-9596 or online at teamlally.com. That's teamlally.com.
In today's fast-changing real estate market, you need access to the right information to make smart choices. I invest in real estate all over the country, and I rely on smart agents who know their local market inside and out. In Honolulu, I work with Adrienne Lally and Attilio Leonardi. Adrienne, Attilio, and their team sell a home every 72 hours and have over 750 five-star reviews. Go to teamlally.com and find out in just seconds what your home is really worth.
Welcome back, and thanks for listening to the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the Guaranteed Sold program, or we'll buy it. I'm Adrienne.
And I'm Attilio.
And if you have any questions, you can reach us at 799-9596 or check us out online at teamlally.com.
Our guest today is the president and lead designer at Dream House Drafting, Inc. Originally from the East Coast, she has called Oahu home for many years. A graduate of New York City College of Technology, holds a degree in design and drafting technology.
With extensive experience in both residential remodels and new construction projects, she's known for turning her clients' visions into detailed construction plans. She believes that every home should be a true reflection of its owner because everyone deserves to live in their own castle. Please welcome back our guest, Janyce Myrland.
Hi, Janyce.
Welcome back.
Hi, Attilio. Hi, Adrienne.
Hi.
Hello. Yeah. Yes, we got an email from you yesterday that was, I don't want to say alarming, but it was a
heads up.
It was a good reminder, and I think that we have quite a few listeners that are realtors or buyers, sellers, people that are involved in this real estate transaction.
There was a big hullabaloo with I don't even know what their names are, so I can't even say it. But there was like famous real estate or flipper couple here on Oahu that was flipping homes, and when they're doing stuff real quick, and with our timelines with permits, we're getting stuff done with or without permits, and it was a big hullabaloo. But
Janyce was emailing in about something else that had come across her desk, and just wanted to
give us
the warning. Yes, so Janyce, why don't you share with our listeners?
Yeah.
Because this is very important.
It's funny that you mentioned the other couple, because I have inspected 2 of their prior properties that they owned.
Yeah.
In my permit compliance inspection service.
Yes.
But yesterday I emailed you because there are a number of things that the Department of Planning and Permitting is doing to become more efficient.
Yes.
And also I've noted as time has gone by, because it's not uncommon for people to buy a home and then suddenly get a notice of violation because something was not disclosed as unpermitted by the seller.
Yes.
So I've helped numerous people in those circumstances, but there's some things that have happened, in recent years and specifically this year, which really grabbed my attention. So yesterday I sent you an email.
Yeah.
Because for the first time ever, when reading the details of a notice of violation, I noticed that the building inspector referenced listing photos. In other words, real estate listing photos, exterior, interior, street view of the home, and they had 2 different sets. Now, as you know, you guys always remove those after a sale.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of work to go digging, and unless you have access to the MLS, you usually can't get them. So I'm wondering, are they making use of that now? They must, because, they referenced this year's listing and one from a number of years ago.
I wonder if they're using any kind of like AI to go and analyze it.
Well, they're already using that at DPP. So they have a bot when you submit plans that does the preliminary and pre-screen, and then it gets worked on some more by people before getting passed on to the real examiners.
Well, I think if they're sitting in the office and they get a report, I wouldn't take that much to go to highcentral.com and look it up and see if the old pictures are there and go, okay, what's going on? And then you got Google Street View. Though I know Google Street View can be 6, 8, 12 months old. Listing photos are as old as the last transaction, right? And so they're pretty current.
I did have help someone with whom you two are both acquainted that when her notice of violation was issued, and she mentioned that what was there when she bought it, the inspector referenced Google Street View timeline and went back, over 10 years. So
just to verify that was indeed true, right?
Yes, he did. So
the Google went corroborate her statement,
and it was true. And I know that she did not know, and it wasn't disclosed. And it was
no, it wasn't.
It was a situation of a neighbor that was anonymously reporting.
I remember I was Janyce. I was at an event, and I don't know what it was. DPP was there, the president, and he said, people. There's no DPP police running around going, woo, woo, woo.
I got neighbors.
Pull over. That's an extra bathroom over there. That's illegal. You know how fast you were going? Too many bathrooms. No, it's the neighbor ratting you out because you pissed them off and they're reporting you. But I think it's kind of like, guilt by pointing a finger, because it's like, Janyce,
they probably had some unpermitted work that needed.
This is what the president of whoever was running DPP at the time, this is like 10, 15 years ago, but he said, hey, something like 70-80% of residential structures on Oahu have some kind of unpermitted situation because codes are updated and changed and this and that. So,
or you might even not even know about it, like this particular person that Janyce is referencing.
Yeah.
Like you may be living in a home with unpermitted work and not even be aware.
Janyce, talk about
because it doesn't get disclosed.
Yeah.
And in some cases, the person who was the most recent seller is unaware of it because they bought it that way.
Yeah.
And it's just been passed.
But people should
along.
be aware of the fact that contractors, building inspectors, architects, architectural designers like myself, we have a certain feeling when we look at a plan of what it would be to walk through a place.
Yes.
And so if you're in a neighborhood and you're well aware of what setbacks are, and you see something and it looks fairly new or even just wrong because it's too close to the property line, it grabs your eye.
Yes, it does.
So I have had a circumstance where I was working on a set of plans for somebody, and their contractor, a rather large contractor on this island, was already in there doing repair work. And the building inspector was driving up the road because they were going to do an inspection that they were called to do at another project farther up the road. But they noticed the contractor's truck, they noticed supplies in the yard, and they parked, got out, and said, what's going on here?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, they had the jurisdiction to do that.
Yeah, they're like, pull over. Okay, do you know what you did wrong? Just like the police, right? Do you know what you did wrong? And they're looking for that green paper. Should be up on the wall.
And then, let's talk about this.
It's not green anymore.
Oh, it's not green. What color?
What color is it?
It's just a plain 8.5 by 11 white sheet.
Oh, man. Come on, DPP. Paper. We're looking for the green paper.
So, Janyce, what would you say is the importance of the full disclosure in a sale. I know, like, how when Attilio and I are sitting down with sellers, we're explaining this to them, that they just need to be honest to a fault. But,
okay, full disclosure is critical because, as we have discussed in the past, there is no grandfathering.
Yes.
So when you do your after-the-fact permit, should you get caught, or should you decide that you want to do it because you want everything right, it has to meet current code. And while the city and county of Honolulu lagged for years in terms of what code they had adopted, currently we are at 2018 for electrical and 2021 for the city and county of Honolulu's land ordinance, and for the international residential code 2018 as the city and county has adopted it. And the reason why it's phrased that way is because there are things that apply elsewhere that don't apply here. So that means if the unpermitted work, let's use enclosing a carport as an example, was done back in the day, and now someone's been caught, and let's say they just did single wall around the perimeter. Well, that's not appropriate because single wall has not met code for ages.
Yes.
And it certainly doesn't allow you to anchor a wall appropriately to meet the concerns of a high wind or hurricane event.
Then they're putting grandma over there with her big screen TV and her Barco lounger. She might, you putting her in jeopardy by not having the up to code.
You're also wasting electricity if the carport's enclosed as a room and now, you didn't insulate it, and you're trying to use your AC. That just is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But as we've all seen around the area in the older homes, the carports and even garages back in the day didn't have ceilings. So everybody could have a place to store boogie boards, surfboards, fishing rods, etc. That doesn't meet code anymore. An enclosed garage, if it becomes a garage, needs to have, fire protection to separate it from the living space in the house. So the ceiling can't be open, the walls don't have to be insulated, but they definitely have to have the 5/8 Type X gypboard, which is a 1-hour fire rating. And if there was a door from the living space into this, then it needs to have
the auto close.
Also be a solid door with a self-closer.
So Janyce, we are running about like 3 or 4 minutes left.
I just want to make a comment. When grandma's warming up her car, we don't like you be sleeping in the living room getting carbon monoxide poisoning because the door's open.
Let's talk about the financial consequences that you've seen. As a result of this unpermitted work.
This is the scared straight version of our show.
and why it's important to, to get this all straightened out.
Okay.
As we wrap it up.
With a project years ago where something had been left unattended forever from back in the day when DPP would start you off at pennies and work their way up as time elapsed. All fines at DPP are daily. Okay? When you have a notice of violation, they are being much more efficient and quick about when that notice of order gets served to start fines. Fines are typically starting, I don't know exactly, but I'd say between 45 to 60 days, and they are $50 a day. Even if you have a building permit application in the system being worked on, the days keep counting.
Janyce, is it true? I heard that if those fines rack up significantly high, that they can actually come in and foreclose on the property now at this point, or they're starting to, if you just ignore it.
I have not seen a foreclosure, but I did receive a call from somebody who was in that circumstance and they were going to do a refinance. And they were a house flipper, so they felt that they were being singled out and that DPP would not have been as aggressive against a homeowner who perhaps bought something not knowing. You also asked about fees fees get tripled on your building permit fee.
Oh, wow.
So whatever the normal building permit fee would be, if you have a notice of violation, it will be tripled.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So be nice to your neighbors is the point. No.
No, just be aware.
Disclose.
Your construction.
Yeah. And then also, I know, Janyce, you have the permit check also. So like this is the solution. So if you've, purchased a home that's maybe a little older, maybe you're the third or fourth or fifth owner, I mean, you may want to just give Janyce a call and have her just double check and make sure that you've got.
How about more importantly, when you're in the home buying process, I would give Janyce a call. Janyce, we're coming to the end of the show, but real quick, what are like the three hot points, and what are the difference with this permit check versus somebody just going online and looking at public records? How are you helping them?
Okay, so first of all, permit check does cost more money, but it includes
it's worth it.
Report with photos.
Yes.
It includes marked up plans if there are any.
Yes.
And these are based on an on-site inspection where the house gets compared to the city's records.
Yes.
So those are the 3 points.
So you're physically walking through and double checking.
Comparing plans.
And measuring.
Yep.
And measuring,
because I think here's what be my suggestion, you realtors out there. Give Janyce a call, because I would say, like, you should even make it, right now it's very competitive for the market. Homes are sitting. Mm-hmm. And to give buyers more peace of mind going into it, I would have the seller pay for a permit check up front. Mm-hmm. And put that in the miscellaneous docs so that people can look at it right away and go, because here's the deal. If you did that, are you disclosing at a high level because you're an expert and you're checking everything against it, as opposed to, well, I think that fifth bathroom back there is legal. What you think? Oh yeah, how many times I talk to owners, they're like, oh yeah.
I bought it like that.
I have 4 kitchens. It's all legal. I'm like, I don't think so. I could be wrong, but I don't know if they being residential homes with 4 full kitchens.
No.
So anyway, give Janyce a call. Janyce, what's a good phone number for you before we wrap it up? What's a phone number?
Okay, so 808-206-7107 is the office number.
Excellent. 206-7107, 206-7107.
Janyce Myrland, Dream House Drafting, and Permit Check.
Realtors out there, cover your okole, because they're using your photos. Mm-hmm. So if I was one of those owners, I could probably rope you into it all. So you might want to give Janyce a call if you're like, hey, wait a minute, how come this place get 9 bedrooms, 8 bathrooms, and 4 kitchens? Have Janyce come check it out.
Monster Home.
Thank you, Janyce.
Aloha.
Well, thank you for listening, and thank you to our sponsors.
Jody and Derek of Pacific Rim Mortgage.
Bradley of Allstate Insurance.
Kenji with Pillar to Post Home Inspections.
John with Kilauea Pest Control.
Duke with Hawaii Pacific Property Management.
Robinson Fine Line Paintworks.
MP with Estate Planning Group.
Jason Wu, Attorney at Law.
Rhino with Hawaii Unified.
Janyce of Dream House Drafting.
Fabio with Hawaii Water Damage Restoration.
Kyle with Impact Wealth.
Brian with Cleanscape.
Benji, Hawaii Referral Agent.
Danny with DHA Financial. If you want to get a hold of any of our sponsors, all you got to do is go to teamlally.com.
We also want to give a big thank you to Leah Rodriguez, our producer here in the studio, and Sheen, our video producer.
Chee-hoo.
Make sure to tune in next week. We'll have an awesome guest talking about something that'll change your life
forever. This is the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the guaranteed
sold program. If we can't sell your home at the agreed upon price and our time frame, we'll have it bought for cash. Thanks and aloha.